And good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show, June 27th, 2021. Welcome to Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. Getting ready for another great day of sports talk and action. Today we're going to be talking about in the NBA a lot. And so hope you're ready. We got some great topics talking about the coaches, talking about the games that are going on, talking about we're going to wrap up the previous series, the last two games that were thrillers, and how everything played out. And so we are so glad to have you here this morning to come and join us this morning. I'm sorry, it's the 26th. I should have known that. Yesterday, my son's birthday was the 25th. He turns 15, and now it is the 26th, January 26th, 2021. And welcome. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you here, don't forget to click like and share and invite your friends. Get on the phone, send a smoke signal, and just let everybody know. Felix Kamau and Felix are on the Love and Stuff platform. We're talking all things NBA today and Love and Stuff, and we're just gonna have some fun today. Of course, we're gonna start with the book. Prime Day was last week. I'm pretty sure that was your prime choice to get Gratefulness at the Journey Every Day. Bought it directly off Amazon Prime by this young man right here, Mr. Marcus Holmes. See that young man? Look at that handsome young man right there. Look at him. June 26th. Today is June 26th. Did I say another month? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the correction. And maybe I'm a little nervous this morning. Nerves are always good when you do a show to let you know that you are respecting what you're getting yourself into. And I'm just glad to be here this morning. And we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with the wrap up of the previous series. And we're going to talk about Philly and Atlanta first. And I kept calling the series the Who Won It because they kept going 1-1, one game, till finally Atlanta took it home in the end. And I was glad to do so. Glad that they did so. The young lion, Trey Young, didn't have as great of a game as we would have thought. But who this kid came out of nowhere and decided to play well. And he was the deciding factor with the numbers that he put up. And also on the other side, if there's always a hero, there's always seems somebody they want to put the blame on. They didn't put as much of the blame on the coach, but they scrutinized Ben Simmons something awful. And the kid, he's only 24 years old. He's only been in the league 4 or 5 years, and they've made him the scapegoat. It's almost as if he lost the game by himself. And I understand that you're a professional player, and this is what you're there for, and this is why they put you in those positions, and you're supposed to come through. But they treated him after that game like he was the worst thing since the snake that gave Eve the apple. I thought that was wrong. Could he have played better? Absolutely. Should have taken some of those shots? Absolutely. But you can't throw the baby. Well, in his case, I don't think they should be talking about throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They're talking about trading them and everything. But you got to remember, he's still young in his career. This is a learning opportunity for him. This will give him a chance to get in the gym and work on those things, to be more aggressive. He has the capabilities. He's done it before plenty of time. It's just that he has to do it on the big stage. Something that we also criticized Paul George for, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We'll get to the clip and how they're doing, but we still want to talk about that Atlanta Philly series. And I'm glad more than anything for Nate McMillan, the coach of Philadelphia, Atlanta right now. He was unceremoniously put out of Philadelphia, out of Indiana after he was in Seattle for all that time. And now he has taken over the team after Atlanta made changes during the midseason to bring him off as the head assistant coach to be the full coach. And Nate McMillan has shown his wares. He was a great coach when he was in Seattle, before. And they just never quite got over the hump. They sold the team down to Oklahoma City. And I'm just glad to see that Nate McMillan is showing that he is showing the caliber of coach that he is. He coaches play the way they play. Coaches coach the way they play, and to their mentality. You see that with Doc Rivers, and you see it with Nate McMillan, and you see it with oftentimes with coaches who've made the leap from uh, being a player to being a coach. And you can see it when you look at even look back at Phil Jackson. Took everything from a thinking man's perspective and put it into the game, and that's what made him successful, and that's what's making Nate McMillan successful. Defensive minded, hard to the basket, challenge you on both ends of the court, and so I'm glad to see he is getting the opportunity I always thought he deserved. We discussed Nate McMillan a little bit earlier in the program, in the seasons that we've talked about before, and I'm glad to see he's back. Huerto, he's playing okay in this new series. We'll talk about that in a few. The young line, Trey Young, is out there. He's balling. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Whew. You're talking about a thriller. Talking about a game that was just outrageous going down the stretch. Man, I call it that game was the shot versus the shot. You got KD who made the shot to put him in the overtime, and they were down, and everybody kept thinking, "Oh man, Milwaukee's just going to beat him in regulation." And he hit that shot. Building goes crazy, bench goes crazy, energizes the team. But it didn't seem like to me that I know it really didn't phase Milwaukee that much. They were like, "Okay, good job. We gonna still move forward here." And second time he got an opportunity, you can just tell that he was just tired. And when you're tired, you rely on the jump shot as opposed to going to the hole and trying to get the and one. And of course, he's a 7-foot player who plays better than most guards as a two guard. They put the ball in his hand. He made an opportunity to get a shot, but the ball was way short because he shot the ball way too far at that point in the game. When you're that tired, you want to shoot 12 to 15 feet, 10 to 15, 7 to 5 inside the paint. When you're shooting the ball outside almost a three-pointer to try and win the game, you're either going to be it's either going to have disastrous implications or it's going to be a great thing. And for him, his shot the first time was beautiful. The second time, not so much. And they didn't. And for on the other side, they didn't try and put him down really too much for that. It's just a part of the game, and you can just tell that at that point in the game, he was just tired. There was no really too much help from James Harden. James Harden was too busy looking for him, giving him putting the ball in his hand in bad positions. And so for KD to shoot that shot in that position, I don't blame him, but I wish that he would have gone to the hole a little bit stronger on that and tried to get the and one. So Brooklyn is out. Both my teams are out. Both teams I wanted to win to be in the championship was the LA Lakers and Brooklyn. I wanted to see that matchup. That didn't quite work out. Injuries pretty much plagued both those teams, and LA lost in the first round and Brooklyn out in this round. So so be it. That's how it goes. And maybe next year, I look to see Brooklyn to be the prohibitive favorite going into next year's series. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Brooklyn being the number one team coming in because they'll be healthier and they'll be looking to prove something. Because KD's always looking to prove something. That's why he has that burner account on Twitter. And but lately he's been using it much more than that, going back and forth with Scottie Pippen. And so that's the good part about social media. Those arguments that you would normally see on the back channels, you're seeing them now live and in person. Not only has KD going back and forth with Scottie Pippen, he went back and forth with that actor and got himself fined for being nasty in his wording. I didn't think that there was necessary to have a fine where they were, because I thought that was a personal conversation, and the personal conversation was in the DMs between the two of them. Going guy went public with it, and just by going public, it got him fined. Joined by our next host, not the next host, but my co-host. Looks like he's going to be coming in just a few minutes. So we want to welcome him. And as we do so, I want to make sure you click like, click share, and call your friends, call your family, call your mom and them. Tell them to come on, go on Facebook and check out Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. And also while you're there, go to Amazon Prime. Look up Marcus Holmes. See that name right there? Marcus Holmes. Get that name. Marcus Holmes. Look, and then you follow him on Amazon Prime. Order the book. Gratefulness Journey every day. Start your journey soon as you get the book. Be grateful for what you have, not what you don't have. And be grateful for all the things in life. Be grateful that you can breathe. Grateful for that there's water. Grateful that you have some food to eat, even if you got to go and say, hey, Auntie Ann, I'm a little short today. Can we come over and eat with you today? Family always take care of you. Even if family not always well, people look out for each other. All righty. Moving forward, we're going to move on to Pistons to get the number 1 draft pick. I wasn't home yet to see them do pull the ping pong balls. I don't know how they do it now. I get an alert on my phone. Pistons get the number 1 draft pick, and I'm like, whoa, what are we gonna do with it? That was my first thought. What are we gonna do with it having the first pick? And I thought it was the luck of Ben Wallace. I think ever since we brought Ben Wallace into the organization, that he has been sort of a luck, and having him in the system. Every time he's been a part of what we've done, we have had success. So I'm glad to see that Mr. Wallace was there representing the Detroit Pistons that evening, and we were able to come away with the number 1 pick. Now, what do we do with it? Oh, and by the way, that's the first time since 1970 where we have the number 1 overall pick. This will be the first time that we got the number 1 pick in the new system where there is a lottery, where we won the lottery. That's the first time we've done that. So first time since 1970, since we, correct me if I'm wrong, drafted Jalen Rose's dad, whose name is escaping right now. Now, what do we do with that number 1 pick? We already have a few other number 1 picks this coming up draft. Do we trade down? Do we keep it? Or do we trade for some people and package that number 1 pick with to go bring in some talent? And or do we get Cade Cunningham? Do we bring that young man in? I saw him play a couple times with him being here down in the South. He comes on. They showed Oklahoma State a couple times down here, more than a couple really, because that's this region. The kid's good. I give it to him. The kid is good. Oklahoma season was a prohibitive favorite to win it all, and they didn't quite make it that way, but it did happen. And it looks like we're being joined by our co-host, Mr. Felix. Come on in, sir. We're glad to have you here, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the ground running like we always do. We're discussing the Pistons getting the number 1 draft pick, and last thing I remember with the draft with the Pistons was when they had the draft at the Palace of Auburn Hills the year that Chris Webber was drafted. I want to say that was 92 or 93 when Chris Webber was drafted, and they had the draft at the Palace, and the party was at the Fox. You talking about a party? I was there, and that was the last time I ever had Bacardi 151. Let's just say I had a great night. I got to meet a lot of NBA players. I got to meet a lot of former NBA players. I got to meet one of my heroes, Norm Nixon, and it was just fantastic. That guy was the definition of cool. He always kept his one hand in his pocket, leaning to the side, and it was a great thing just to talk to him and let him know how much I appreciated him being a Lakers star, and the fact that he was married. He is still married to Debbie Allen and Eric Hilton. They were good friends. They were standing together. And Eric Hilton was laughing how I complimented him on the fact that he was married to Debbie Allen. I said, man, you married Debbie Allen. Woo! You got it going on right there. and Eric Hilton just laughed. I told you. And so I'm glad to see that kind of energy is coming back to Detroit. And let's go ahead and welcome the number one pick to Detroit. What's going to happen with it? Who knows? But the excitement is there, and everything to go. And let's see here. Moving forward, let's talk about the NBA playoffs. Right now, or not just yet. We getting there. We getting close. The coaching carousel. We have new coaches in Dallas. We have Jason Kidd returning after playing many years. After he played 2 stints here, won a ring here with the guy he replaced, who was his coach at the time, Rick Carlisle, who is going to Indiana. And I had a feeling that was going to happen, that he was going to go, that he had already had a team when he left. Right around this time last week, they announced that he was leaving. And I had a feeling that he had already had a position, because most times good coaches don't just leave. It's normally a lateral movement to somewhere to another team. Like Larry Brown, he normally, when he leaves somewhere, he may take off a month, but he's already normally had somewhere else he's going to be going, even though he's actually really in retirement now, which is kind of shocking, because he normally never does. Felix, what's happening, man? What's happening? Welcome. Oh, the internet bugs got him. We're going to get him back. Don't worry. We're talking about Jason Kidd in Dallas, and I think that's going to help Luka Doncic a lot. You got a 6'9" guard who plays with the mentality. He's really a 2 guard, but plays with the mentality of a 1. And so you're going to get Jason Kidd there, who's a floor general, who's going to teach him to be that out there at the same time. We got him back. Is it? Are we doing it? Are we there? Come on, internet bugs. Come on, y'all got to do better than that. We got to let a boy get in here so we can talk some good old stuff today, like we always do. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep it moving. In Boston, Ime Udoka is taking over the head coaching job, and I call him AKA Mr. Love Jones. Why? Because he is dating. He's the life partner of Nia Long from Love Jones. That's why I call him Mr. Love Jones. I remember when they first started dating, and I had a crush on Nia. I was like, I don't like him. He dating Nia Long. Somebody need to go ahead and break them up, like I really had the chance to date Nia Long. But you know how we are as guys. We have our celebrity crushes, and at the time, Nia Long was one of mine. Not anymore. You start, but that's another different story. So Mr. Love Jones, Mr. Ime Udoka is now the coach in Boston, and he is very well respected. That much I can say. I don't know much about him. I remember his playing days weren't very long, but as a person and as a coach, he is very, very, very well respected in the coaching circles and in the NBA. So everyone's touting that as a good move. So they have the young talent over there in Boston, of course, in the offseason. There's gonna be moves to be made. Danny Ainge retired. The coach went from the coach to being taking over Danny Ainge's position. I'm not so sure about that. I know he's a good coach, and but when he was a college coach. So when you're a college coach, you have to give a little bit of credence to the fact that you got to be the recruit. So hopefully be able to take that aspect to being the director of player personnel, which Danny Ainge did. So hopefully we can see a resurgence in Boston. I like Boston always from afar, even though as a Pistons fan, we always battled against them. But it's good for the league when you got good teams in New York, Boston, LA, and Detroit. Of course, we got to have a good team in Detroit. So that's why I'm glad we have the number 1 pick moving forward. And in Portland, just announced last night, Chauncey, Mr. Big Shot Billups is taking over the head coaching job there. What the most historic part about that is there was a young lady that was being considered for the job. I cannot think of her name. I forgot to write it down. Please excuse me, everybody. Who she was the head coach. She was the assistant coach, excuse me, with Popovich in San Antonio. What's her name, sir? Welcome back again.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. There he is. All right.
Hey, good morning.
All right. Internet bugs, y'all gotta leave my boy alone. You gotta let him stay so we can get this show together.
Right. Man, I don't know this technology stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah, I understand, man. It happened to me a few weeks back, as you remember. So we're glad you made it here, and we're gonna get moving. We're talking about Portland hiring Chauncey Billups to be the head coach there, and Mr. Big Shot, who was a championship member of the Pistons team, who won the last championship, teammate of Ben Wallace, the good luck charm, who helped us get the #1 last week for the Pistons in the NBA lottery. Oh, come on, internet bugs. We got to let my man come in so we can talk about it. Speaking about talking about it, thank you for showing up this morning. Think about get on the phone, get on, text somebody, send somebody an email, tell them come check out the Love and Stuff edition of Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. They're talking about the NBA today and the NBA culture carousel and carousel on the fact that Rick Carlisle went on up to Indiana where he coached before. He took this as his third stint up there, and now being in the Dallas area, you get the Dallas news in terms of sports. They were saying that Mark Cuban could have actually gotten compensation for him leaving and going to Indiana, but Cuban turned it down. He they were considering as a gentleman's agreement, basically allowing him to receive compensation in the form of maybe a draft or something like that, because it was almost as if it could have been a trade to send him up there and get some compensation for him in the long run. But Cuban was gracious enough to let him go, because sometimes sometimes as a Cuban's a smart businessman. It's not always it's good business to have those kind of protections in order, but oftentimes it's better to say, hey, we appreciate you. You've been here 11 years. You won a championship for us, and we're going to go ahead and let you go to other opportunities, because at the other end, you don't want to, we say, block your blessings. That's a term we use in our vernacular. You don't want to block your blessings down the road by holding things up on another man's end. So that won't allow him to go ahead and get get the job that he want and make the money that he want. But I would have to agree with Cuban on this one. Uh, that's better press for him in the long run to say, go ahead, we appreciate you, shake hands, pat on the back, move on from where you were before. And I'm glad that they made that decision. Alrighty, and we are moving along. Looks like one thing before we go to these playoffs, we in the NBA, we about to start talking about the conference finals. And I still think the NBA brass are crying because you have four small market teams: Atlanta, Milwaukee, Phoenix, and LA. Clippers. I know that you say, but LA is a large market. But the Clippers are the redhead stepchild, they say, in the basement at the Staples Center. That may be true. It may be LA, but it's the Clippers. The Clippers, nobody really came to the Clippers until fairly recently. They were red, white, and blue. There was a guy who wore a red, white, and blue suit every game. I think his name was Clipper Dan or something like that. And he was more of an attraction to come see the Clippers than anybody else. So even though LA is a large market city and media and press, they're considered the other LA team that has never won a championship. This is their first time ever being in the conference championship. And so they are very excited for the Clippers. And what I like most about the Clippers are the uniforms. They are embracing the Hispanic community there, and wearing the I don't want to say, I hope I don't get anybody mad, but the style of lettering that they use in the Hispanic community, they use on the uniforms, the primary ones that they've been wearing lately. You back, man? What we gonna do? We got to call.
Man, this is a Saturday morning. I'm gonna try my best.
we got to call Comcast and put some money in the headlock. We got to go up there on Linden and
we might have to go up there on Linden. Yeah.
We got to go up there on Linden and talk to the manager.
Yeah. I like
we glad
that Detroit Tiger jersey.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Funny story, true story. I bought this thing one time I was home. Went to Myers on Telegraph. We get there about 11:30. Kids always want to go get some sweatshirts and stuff. So of course I get my I got a Tigers, I got this hat, and I probably got something else Michigan State. So we go to check out. We get out of there, and I get back home here to Texas, and it has the security thing on it. I said, "Come on, man! I wasn't paying attention that much, but I know he ran away again. I know it's 11:30, and they closed at midnight, and the thing didn't beep when I went out the door, but when I got home, it was the security tag was on it. I come back in the building with the receipt the next time I come back, and I show the lady, and the first thing she looks, the reason why she because the thing started beeping, and so I get a lady my receipt. I give the lady my shirt. I said, "Ma'am, I bought this thing. I went all the way to Texas to only realize this thing was on there." And she says, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." So the lady takes the thing off, and so I had this thing sitting in my closet for like 3 months until so I could finally wear it. Now they take the security tag off. We gonna keep trying. We gonna get Felix in here. We gonna keep trying. We gonna try till we get it right. We gonna do it till we're satisfied. Keep on trying till we get it right. And as we move forward, talking about the NBA Finals, we want to make sure you click share. And it looks like we got somebody joining us. We're gonna get a name for you in just a second, and say thank you for showing up. And we want you to click share, and call some people on the phone, text some people. Kamau and Felix back. They talking sports on Love and Stuff. We like it or we don't like it. We want to know both. We want your feedback. Your feedback is what makes us better. The things we talk about, the things we do on the show. I try and make the show towards the most current topics in the NBA or whatever sports we're talking about at the time. We talked about boxing a few weeks ago just because somebody mentioned boxing on our page. If that's the case, we want to make sure we cater to our audience and understand that, hey, we talk about boxing too. You want to talk about UFC? We talk about UFC. You want to talk about soccer? We talk about soccer. Talk about baseball, hockey, table tennis, and of course, the Olympics are coming up. We're going to talk about some Olympics. Not this week. In 2 weeks, we're gonna talk about the Olympics, the preview to the Olympics. I'm looking forward to seeing the orange-haired girl, Sha'Carri. I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect the young lady. I'm looking to see Sha'Carri. She's the current meet record holder for the 100-meter dash for the young ladies. Let's see if she can actually go out and beat the girl from Jamaica, and possibly one of them could be the world record holder. My guess is if they both make it to the finals, the both of them are going to beat the world record, and whoever wins the record is going to hold the world record. I said it here first. That's my prediction. Mark it down, write it down. Sha'Carri Johnson, the young lady from Jamaica, who is right now the current number one in the world. They're going to go out and not play. They're going to be in the finals, and 100 meters is going to be bigger than Usain Bolt. And Usain Bolt this year, I said this one first too, will not win the 100 meters. I don't know who's going to be. I'm going to study that up, but that's my guess. Write that down too. All right, moving back to the NBA. We are talking about who we at now. Atlanta, Milwaukee, two definitely small market. Atlanta, I would say, is more of a mid-major market because you got CNN there right downtown next to the stadium. And TNT, TBS, I think those are both based out of Atlanta as well. And that's why oftentimes the NBA games are right there, broadcasted out of there, out of the studio with the crazy team, with Shaq and the crew. And I love watching them. Shaq starting to lose a little bit, you ask me, but that's another show for another day. And Atlanta, Milwaukee, tale of two games. First game was close. Atlanta pulls it out, and the shimmy. You got Trae Young, juked his man out, had him go by him, broke his ankles, looked back at him, shot the jumper, and stood there and smiled. Giannis didn't like that very much. Giannis basically did the Michael Jordan. Went back to the huddle after the timeout. Let his teammates know how he felt about it, and brought it right back to this next game. Beat them like they stole something. It was ridiculous that score. They beat them by 30-some points, and I knew it was going to happen. You disrespect a team like that on their home court, and you got a leader like Giannis who don't play that. He like homie don't play that. He took his socks out and busted everybody upside their head proverbially and let them know, hey, we don't do that around here. This is our home team, our home court, and we hold serve on our home court. So Giannis flushed out his team. And in the second game, it was just a murderous game. I kept turning to the game, and every time I looked up, it was scoring some more. And Atlanta, I can't even say they had an answer. They didn't have a try. They may have had a good score at the end, but nowhere near what they could have had to win the game. Felix, you back, man?
Yeah.
What's going on? All right. We're discussing the Eastern Conference Finals, Atlanta and Milwaukee. I call it so far the tale of two games, the close versus the blowout. The first game, Atlanta made it pretty close and they won it in the final minutes, which pretty much how they've been doing the entire playoff season. They've been winning their close games. And this game last night, with Brooklyn beat them like they stole something. I was talking about how I think that Milwaukee was still a little upset that Trae Young had to throw the shimmy on him. Oh, yeah, come on, internet gremlins. We can't keep doing this. We got to fix this. Oh my goodness, we're gonna figure it out, people. We're gonna figure it out, everybody. Christina, thank you for coming today. Good morning to you, and thank you for coming to Love and Stuff for our sports talk with Kamau and Felix. And we gonna get Felix here. If it's the last thing we do, we're gonna get him to join us today. We are talking about Milwaukee versus Atlanta, and I'm calling it the tale of two games, and how the first game was so close, and Atlanta won it on the home court, and all the prognosticators, oh my goodness, this is such, the world is going to end, oh. And to me, I'm saying it's 7 games. It's a 7-game series. Why are we going so crazy over one game? I can see if it was the last game and you want to make a big deal about it, but it's game one. Of course you got to have topics to sell the show. I do it myself. My commercial stated how the NBA is crying because you got 4 small market teams. That's what we do. But I think sometimes that's going to be another topic. I think in the next 2 weeks, how I think oftentimes sports talk shows go too far in what their analysis are, and I oftentimes I think it's of course you want to get the eyeballs, you want to get the numbers, and how can it be clickbait? What we call clickbait in terms of trying to get people there and trying to get them to say what they want to say, what you want to say, so you get people to come in and talk about it, and talk about it after they watch the show. And as they watch the show, I watch a lot of content on YouTube, so I get to see Skip and Shannon and Steven and that crew, because that crew changes from time to time, and Max Kellerman, whoever they put in that show with them. I like to see that, and I also watch Speaks for Yourself. I watch Acho and the gentleman that played in the National Football League. I think their take is different purposely from what you see on the other shows, but I also like the fact, in my opinion, I think they keep it the realest of the on-site analysis, because Shannon and Skip, Shannon's the only one who played professional sports. You're looking at Max Kellerman, and Stephen A. Neither one of them played professional sports. Oftentimes with Kellerman and Stephen A., they'll bring in the country boy that played in the NBA, and they'll bring in another guy. But to me, the truest form of hearing sports talk are from those former professional athletes. Even though they both play football, their analysis on the basketball side oftentimes is really spot on because football players play basketball oftentimes in high school, and that's what in the off season, so they can stay in shape and that's always often been their second sport or their first sport where they that's what they did until they make a decision to go full time to play basketball. You look at Bo Jackson, football, baseball, and track. Deion Sanders, football, baseball, track, basketball, and these guys played a lot of sports. Kids specialize a lot nowadays, a lot more than what they did when we played. I played football. I ran track, did discus and shot put. Basketball didn't make the team. Baseball didn't try out in high school. So we did a lot of that. That as a kid, we grew up playing sports all day long. It was Saturday morning. This time of Saturday morning, we were already up cleaning the house because we couldn't wait to get outside to go play sports. We wouldn't go. Everybody was going to meet. We all knew where to meet. Or if not, somebody would go get everybody. Hey, y'all finish cleaning up. Hurry up, man. Hurry finish cleaning up so we can get out here. You know how it is, man. We're gonna have some fun today. And we would have baseballs and mitts, and we would just use whatever we can to make for bases, and we would knock out the bottom of a milk crate to play basketball. And so that's what we did as kids all day long. We argued and played sports, and in between playing, we argued. In between arguing, we played, and it was a lot of fun. And I see that some ways now, but it's monetized. It's really monetized now in terms of how they do it. The kids, our parents are paying a lot of money. Which you want from a business perspective? You want them to do that. You want them to go ahead and make. We want to make money out of the situation. Moving forward, I'm not going to make a prediction on the Atlanta Milwaukee series. I'm not. Every time I make a prediction, the team I pick loses. So I want to see I want to see 6 games at least. Honestly, I want to see it go 6 games. You have former MVP and Giannis and Chris Middleton. You got Trae Young and Huerto and on that team, and you got the coach, the X Factor, Nate McMillan for Atlanta. So I hope to see a great series on that one. I want to see a great series on that one. Moving forward, Milwaukee is a great sports town. Just up the road, you have the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are just up the road, and they have also tradition for winning, and they still have that issue with Aaron Rodgers. I still kind of make predictions and comments about that. Do I think Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere? No. He's going to be right there. If he had to sit out, he will. But Green Bay is not going to give him away for a handful of peas and beans so they can throw it on the ground and get a beanstalk. Not going to happen. So eventually they're going to resolve that. I got a feeling it's going to resolve. He's going to stay and he's going to play. And at the end of the day, it's about respect for Aaron Rodgers. He wants the respect that Tom Brady's getting. He wants to respect that some of which that the guy in Seattle is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson kind of acted out a little bit too because they want respect. They want to be able to have a say. I'm out here busting my butt. I'm the main guy. I'm the guy you putting on the tickets. My pictures on the tickets. My pictures on the side of the building. I need you to help me out with some of these players, and because y'all killing me. That's Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I need more say in what's going on, even though he helps call a lot of the plays. But do you have a coach with a smart enough, young enough mind that he can still call it the offensive plays? So that collaboration, I think, is so much with the coach. I think it's more along with the general manager and staff for Green Bay. They're old school. You play for me. You work for me. I don't work for you. You show up and you do what you're supposed to do, and you get paid. And so they want to do more along the lines of what they're doing in the NBA. NBA players have a lot more control, have a lot more to say. And I can remember saying that when it happened a few years back when those players started forcing those trades. When Clippers got Paul George after they signed Kawhi Leonard. And then other players just started saying, I'm not going to play here. And the Beard went to, just this past season, Beard made sure he got out of there. The guy made sure he got out of Detroit. The NFL players see that, and they want that. And the NFL says, you are a cog in the wheel. You wear a helmet for a reason. We sell the team, we sell the name on the team. Your name may be on the back of my jersey, but we can find a player like you a dime a dozen. Of course, there's some who are more special than others, but for the most part, the NBA is different in that the product is the person. Even though, of course, you can wear. Of course, they have different uniforms, and the NBA has changed the uniforms, just like the NFL just made an announcement that they're going to go back to allowing alternate uniforms up to 7 and different helmets because money and marketing. Why wouldn't you? They had the one helmet rule, and they're changing that. But they're selling just that, the uniform. The player's going to play. The player's going to be great. Of course, that's why there's a Hall of Fame. But at the end of the day, it's the team that they're selling in the NFL as opposed to in the NBA, where they're selling the people and they're selling because you still look at, we talked about it before. You look at the commercials. They do the commercial. They bring you from back all the way back to all the way up now, and they always still use Kareem, Magic, Isaiah, Bird, Jordan in the commercials to sell the new generation of Young and Giannis and everybody. Felix, how you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man.
I'm so sorry. The internet gremlins, they don't want us to be great today. They know we own to something. They know we own to something.
Right.
And they know that when that happens, they start coming after you. And because when Marcus can tell you, when we used to sing in the choir in high school, we would go and do different functions and rehearsal, and we would get there Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and the keyboard we brought in, it wouldn't work. I'll never forget, we were doing a Christmas program, and one of the teachers from Murray Wright came and joined with us to help us do this one song. He played the piano. He played the keyboard, as a matter of fact. He came with us to the church. We got there early. We set up, and he was playing and everything. We go to do our song. That joker would not work. That keyboard went flat. He unplugged the joker. He let it sit for a few minutes. He plugged it back up, and all of a sudden you heard it came back up, and we did the song. It was a Christmas program. It worked out. We were a little nervous. We don't know what happened. What we say? The devil can't steal our joy. The devil not gonna steal our joy today. We're gonna get Felix back in here. Even if we gonna keep trying. We're never gonna give up. Never gonna quit. Let's talk about Phoenix and LA Clippers. Woo! Phoenix went up 2-0 over Clippers. Phoenix went up 2-0, and people start going crazy. Oh my God, what are they gonna do? The Clippers are gonna go home. I'm like, history, even in short history, in the first 2 series, Clippers were down in the first 2 games in both of their series. So why are they complaining about them? Thinking about they're going to go home. That wasn't going to be the case. I knew that wasn't going to be the case because the Clippers, they look at it as this is a marathon, not a sprint. I still call the Clippers the pickup team game, pickup game team. To me, they're a good team that you go to the gym on the weekends and you go to where you go work out at, like LA Fitness, and they had the basketball time. And there's always a team out there that when everybody come in and pick up, that's kind of like a team that everybody stick together with. To me, that reminds me of the Clippers because they're gonna win. They're gonna win most of them. And they're gonna keep that team together. They're gonna go out there and beat them. But you never know what you're gonna get with them sometimes with the erratic play with the Clippers. And I can truly say that I think the players oftentimes erratic with the Clippers. And you're looking at Kawhi Leonard, who is always just steady in terms of what he's going to, what he's going to get from him. Every now and then he'll have an off game, but for the most part, that Kawhi Leonard is going to give you a certain amount of points, rebounds, assists. He's going to set some picks. He's going to do the small things that a lot of big time players don't want to do. He don't mind hustling back on defense, playing defense. He prides himself on that, getting back and shutting down his man, and then getting back on the other side of the court and playing offense and trying to score on the other side. And I like that. I love to see that hustle in him. In the previous series, you saw him do that a lot, where he just hustled back and just changed it directly. They got to go and make the layup and see him there. And you got Kawhi Leonard changing the shot, getting the rebound, and going the other direction. And those are the intangibles that he do for his team, except the fact that he's not a vocal leader. People want him to be a vocal leader. That's not who he is. That's not a problem. They find a vocal leader to be a vocal leader. He's going to back him up, but he's going to lead with his words and with his deeds. Really quickly, don't forget, get this book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day, Mr. Marcus Holmes. Look at that man. Look at that young man right there. Look at him. When you get a chance, go to Love Stuff page. You can see his pictures there for his Gratefulness Journey book. Get the book. Go to Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon. Order it on Prime. Get it within a couple days. Start your journey. Thank you for joining us today. Like, click, share. Call your friends. Call your mom and them. Call your auntie. Auntie, tell cousin Junebug them the show's on with Kamau and Felix, and you're in the barbershop. Turn it on. You can take it, put it on your phone, and you can send it to your phone. You can send it to the TV up on the wall, and y'all can say, that boy tripping. Somebody type in, he tripping. He don't know what he's talking about. Or you can say, yeah, you're right. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to respond to you. We're going to respond real time in the show. We're going to send it right to you so you can talk about what we're talking about. We can talk right back to you. We have a comment section. Comments come directly to me. I can see it. We may not be able to talk directly, but we can talk indirectly and get our points across. And just so we want to thank you for coming in. Thank you for being supporting us. Click like, click share. And these shows are archived, so you can always go back and watch them. Go back and sit down and watch the whole thing. See me talk about my Detroit Tigers. Gotta love them. Love my hat. Love my team. We're not doing what we're supposed to do right now, but that's another story for another day. They will be bringing themselves down here to Texas next week. So I'm planning on trying to take a game in. The Tigers will be playing the Texas Rangers and the new Globe Life Park, and so hopefully I get a chance to see them. And that's something I'm excited about possibly doing. Of course, I've only seen the Tigers since I've been here. It's been my goal to see every professional team as they come down here. I was close to seeing the Red Wings game this year, but I wasn't paying all that money. Oh, come on into that Gremlins. I didn't want to pay all that money for an empty stadium. They were asking for top dollar for a social distance stadium, and I figured if you're gonna have social distance, you should still cut these prices. I know you're trying to make your money, but you get that TV money. That's where they make their money anyway. All right, go back to what we're talking about. LA Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. Should CP3 have even played? Coming off of COVID protocol, they were on the run. They knocked down Denver. Did they sweep them, or was it in 5 games? But I know that Phoenix put the smack down on them and beat Denver, and now that they moved on from Denver, they're playing the Clippers, and the Clippers are playing like they normally play. They got a good coach over there, Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue will tell you, hey, this is not a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And they can use that marathon analogy right there in L.A. With having the rapper. He had the business called The Marathon, Nipsey Hussle. So you can tie that right on in, being right there in L.A. I've had the pleasure of being there last summer. I was there for his birthday with my little brother and his wife and his family members, helping them run their business out there. And LA really loves the Clippers, and we had a good time. We had a safe time out there in Los Angeles. And I'm, of course, once again, I'm not giving a prediction. I'm not giving a prediction right now. Phoenix up 2-1. Can they close it out? Who knows? Should a CP3 have played? My guess is yes. I wouldn't have put him back in the starting lineup. I would have put him back a little bit at a time. I would have put him back, I would have limited his minutes. Not because he can't come back and play those big minutes like that, but because when you were down, when you were out and your team go and win 2 games without you, to me that's like, I call it the wounded dog or the wounded animal syndrome. Any dog, any animal that is wounded and cornered is going to come out and lash, and they're going to fight to the end. And I think that's what Phoenix did, knowing that they had to play without CP3. Devin Booker stepped his game up and went out there and played. He's one of the rising stars, along with Ben Simmons, who I think is still a rising star. He needs to work on his game, and he's only in his 5th year, like I said before. And I'm glad that he's getting a wake-up call. And I forgot to mention in the press conference, he said he had a lot to work on. So for him to start, for anything for you to acknowledge that you need to do it, that's going to lead you towards being better. And Devin Booker is playing his butt off right now. The boy, he looking good out there. And I know some Bookers, and one of my favorite artists is Chucky Booker, and he was with Janet Jackson on the road. When she did the Rhythm Nation, he was her music director. Small fact, because I like Janet Jackson, I like Cory Booker, and one of his favorite songs is "Why You Want to Play Them Games on Me." So Clippers and Phoenix play good games. Move forward. I think the next game is today. The game. Let's see here, really quickly. Let me see if I can pull that up. When the next game is, the series. Let me grab it really quick. Good thing when I can do this and still talk simultaneously. Find out when the next game is today. Come on, internet, move a little faster. Let's see here. Really quickly, I want to talk about really quickly the what's the boy name? Tebow. Will Tim Tebow make the team moving forward? Make them an NFL team? I don't think so. But why would they want to? The game is today. Who's playing? Looks like LA is playing. Looks like LA is playing today. So we want to get that viewership. So if you want to take a look today, January 8 p.m. The game is in Los Angeles and in the Staples Center. And there's talk about the Clippers buying the old Forum, which is a church right now, converting that back into a basketball facility. And I don't know if you've ever been there. You can if you look at it now, the Forum is on the other side of the new football stadium. All of that land is sort of together, and on the other end where the LA the LA Chargers and the other LA football team, they use the stadium on the other end. And but on the other side is where the old Forum is. I like to see that. I like to see them get the Clippers get their own stadium because they've always been living in the shadow of the Lakers, and they finally have an opportunity to win it all this year and not actually have to go through playing against the Lakers. Father Time. I got hold to LeBron and AD, and their injuries took them down a little bit. But this is a prime opportunity. You got the upstart in Atlanta. You got the pretty much established team, most established team in my opinion right now is Milwaukee. They've been to the conference finals twice in the last 5 years. You got Phoenix, who's sort of an upstart team, and the Clippers with some great experience on them. And even though they're down 2-1, I don't think that's a really hindrance in their mind. seeing that the Clippers are at home, and that's the same formula they've used in the two previous series when they were down 2-0 and came back and won both those series against Dallas and against escapes my mind for the other team, excuse me. But I don't see that as really much of a hindrance. I like the coach in Tyronn Lue. He's a good defensive minded coach. He let his players play as a former player, but his mantra is you're gonna play defense, and they're doing that, and they're able to. Something I talk about in playoff basketball is get a basket. You got to be able to get a basket when you need it, and they're able to do so. The Clippers are able to do so. We're coming down the home stretch. No pun intended. The home stretch. Felix Holmes, Marcus Holmes, with the show today. About another minute and a half left, and we want to thank you. Just want to thank you once again. Always thank you for joining us. We are so grateful. I don't take this for granted. I know this is the gratefulness journey. This is part of my gratefulness journey that everybody comes in, watches the show, whether it be live or whether it be archived. It's humbling that you would take your time to come and spend some time with us and what we do on our platform here with Love and Stuff and with Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. Moving forward, our next show is July 10th, and we'll be at the same time, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Standard, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock West Coast. So come on in, check us out, and as we go, we're going to be talking about the conference finals. The conference finals should be done. We're going to wrap up that. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about the NBA finals. We're going to put some polls up about once we get the finals, two teams, and we're going to see. We're going to put a poll up. We're going to see them win, and I don't think I'm going to make a prediction either that time, because every time I keep making a prediction, it doesn't come to pass. So people like to make predictions. I don't want to feel like I'm jinxing the team who leaves out. We're going to go ahead and leave that here. I'm sorry Mr. Felix couldn't join us. I'm sorry, sports fan. But still, we love Felix, and we're going to welcome him back next time. We're going to fix those bugs. We're going to beat up the internet gremlins, and we're going to talk to the ghost in the machine, and we're going to get Felix on here, and we're going to make it roll. 2 weeks, July 10th. July 10th. Thank you once again for joining us. We love you, and have a great, great Saturday. Tell somebody you love them.